Billy, Billy. Billy, Billy. Bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba 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 ba. Booty booty dooty booty dooty booty dooty dooty boo 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 boo. Ba 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 ba. It's Back to the Future. It's fucking today. The future is now. Where is my hoverboard? It's a hackneyed line, but just give me some time and let me say that Back to the Future is great. And the Cubs, they strike out on the plate. But you know that's alright, because tonight we're rooting for the Mets. Don't give a fuck about Chicago. Back to the Future. Yes. October 21st, 2015. It's here. I'm 26 years old, and when I was a kid, I grew up on Back to the Future. The first one, but mainly the second one. Sitting there and fantasizing about what the future would be was one of my favorite things to do. I probably saw Back to the Future at least 50 times when I was a kid. Probably more. Man, did I love that movie. Everything about it. The Cafe 80s, the hoverboard. I wanted nothing more than a Biff hoverboard. Man. Everything about it's so great. The music, the atmosphere, the whole legacy of, the McFlys. I mean, it's not the greatest film ever, but for what it is, it's really special, and I think it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts for the same reason. It wasn't necessarily that the movie was so great, it was that it was a kind of a medium of fantasy, something to think about, something to wonder how it would be. Man, like some things I knew were like, they're not gonna do that. Like where Doc is like, nothing is reliable. I forget what he says, but like nothing is reliable as a weather service. And I was like, what? No, they're not gonna do that. But I definitely wanted like smart jackets. I guess that's what you'd call them. Smart shoes. I think they have those somewhere. The main thing is what everybody wanted. Hoverboards and flying cars. Mainly flying cars. That's what everybody was like. That's like the hackneyed line. Oh, we're on flying cars, you know? But when I was a kid, I was like, I don't know about that one either. I mean, that's some hazardous shit right there. Drunk skydiving is a recipe for disaster. Some drunk bitch from Long Island just crashes into your fucking home with an SUV and kills half your family. No, that's not gonna happen. Bill Burr got a pilot's license. One of the things I knew when I was a kid was that like video games would be crazy. Because we already saw like 3D technology and things like that. And it's like, okay, well, we're just going to have games that look like Jurassic Park. That's what I thought. And now we got games that look a lot better than Jurassic Park. The point that I'm getting to is that, yes, Back to the Future kind of looks silly today. And their predictions are a bit off. Hey, they got Skype right. Yeah, we have Skype. That's a big one. We don't wear double ties and shit like that. But I don't think they should be made fun of as much. You know what I mean? At the time, what they predicted the future would be is extensions of what was popular at the time as far as utility and function. Cars improved. Household appliances improved. Ways of getting around like hoverboards and entertainment improved. Holograms and shit. And that's a decent assumption, but I think that any good way to predict the future is to find out what the society is focused on the most. We live in a stagnant society for the most part. We're not in any kind of large strife or turmoil. As a culture, we really have everything that we want and everything is available to us. So what did our culture focus on? Phones, television, video games, and that is the greatest technology that we have. The ability of a smartphone is kind of staggering. Like, if you had that technology 50 years ago, with all the, let's say you had a time-traveling smartphone that could use the internet through time, and you went back into the 1940s or something, you'd be a fucking god. Not because of anything that the phone can do, but just pure information. And in a way, that is the greatest weapon, is information and knowledge. So we have that in our pockets, and we don't really even think about it. A lot of people are disappointed with that. I'm not at all. I think smartphones are amazing. If you have a problem, you could pretty much, just look up an app and find a solution for that problem, which is our level of convenience in our world is kind of insane. Yeah, we don't have pizzas that can be heated up in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, in 5 seconds. Or we don't have, we don't have flying cars or, fax machines all in the house. I don't know what the future holds. I think a lot of people may think that, including myself, that maybe the future is some kind of man-machine integration, some kind of biotic shit. Maybe more organically, medicines and things that we eat that make us as efficient as we can as human beings. Maybe not machine-wise, but nutrition and balance. And I think the future of athletes and just people in general is going to be insane. You ever read Dune? People are going to be like the fucking Kwisatz Haderach and stuff with mental powers and the Bene Gesserits and the weirding ways and knife fighting, of course, because knife fighting is classy as fuck. I think possibly in the future there's going to be some kind of new world that's not necessarily physical. The internet in itself is a new world. So what happens when the internet evolves to the degree that years... I mean, the internet's only been around for, mainstream internet has only been around for about 15 years. Internet's been around for about, 25 years. So then I think then when we become part of this world, we're going to realize that our bodies are really important. And that we're slaves to technology, and that we need to work on our bodies, or we won't be able to think straight or produce, be kind of like a normal human being. So then I think, the ultimate is the Matrix, right? You get fucking plugged into a neural interface, and you're just gone, and you're in this world. You feel it. You could fucking, I don't know about you, fucking die. They'll have to have fail safes. That's more of a. The Matrix is we're doing this, it's janky as fuck, but we need to do this to get into the Matrix so you could die because your brain thinks you're gonna die. It's okay, I don't think it'd be that hardcore, but certainly people will get fried. Man, that's the thing, being able to manipulate the mind. You could just hack into someone's neural interface and make them hyperextend their fucking knees and break their own legs. And then you just rob them. Damn. The future's scary. I don't want to get my legs broken, but I want implants. My vision could be better. I wish I had an optical implant. That'd be sick as fuck. I don't want to. This is kind of a hackneyed line, but in the comments section below, say what you would like in the future. But yeah, say that. If you're listening, what would you want in the future? It's kind of stuff that you would like to have or think that would happen. I think something that's not that far off that I always thought was cool would be cars on rails, in a way. So you get into your car and let's say you go into the fast lane, but the new fast lane is a completely automated system where you get on a track, not a track, but on a very specific road that you're completely guided by the computer, guiding your car, and some other fail safe so nothing goes wrong. And on this thing, you are just going like 100 miles an hour. It's really the fast lane. But the reason why you're able to do that safely is because all the other cars are controlled in the same way. So there's no room for error. There'll be no accidents. I mean, then you can get to one place and another in a ridiculous amount of time. But like, you have to have like your car pass a certain inspection. The whole system's automated where people are spaced in a certain way where like, if an accident happens, someone hits a deer or some shit, that would be, I guess that would be factored in as well. But if somehow something like that happens, there'd be all these fail safes and shit. I think that'd be great. I mean, I don't particularly like to drive, so getting around would be tremendous. Just getting on one of these, it could be even like a taxi service where like you wait for the bus and you get on this fast lane and you just go like, 100 miles an hour. They could be like souped up cars, That'd be sick. And then you just get shit done, waiting. And then if you have to, you can take control of the wheel. There has to be some kind of failsafe. I think it'd work pretty well. The creepiest thing, hands down, that I don't even really like to think about that much, is the whole immortality thing. I don't really know if as a human being we have the capacity for our brains to like live that long. Or even for like a really long time. But fuck, it's not. Because I'd like to live for a really long time, but it's everything that goes with that. It's that once it's not even like being bored with life or being bored with things, or living that long of a what do you do? It's in our society. It's like, well, how do you dictate who lives and dies? I mean, we can't all just be alive for hundreds and hundreds of years, can we? Then birth control would be like a ridiculous thing. We can't have new people. We just have an incredible like overpopulation. Then it would be only the rich that live. And then even when the rich don't have enough money to pay for their life, that's like a horror. That's like a horror movie right there. Like, oh, I gotta pay my insurance or they'll kill me. What the fuck? That creeps me out. In a weird way, I think that, we should live and die like normal things because that makes our lives much better. In contrast, we need to live our lives because this is all we have and, we need to make the most of it. But once you start saying that, like, your life is pretty much based on a monetary value, and if you don't pay, then you're dead. Well, that's just some weird, fucked up, like, Logan's Run kind of weird thing. Oh, it's creepy. Like RoboCop. RoboCop gets it gets kind of brushed over as being, like, a serious movie that's, like, deep and shit. But the way they fucking do life and death in RoboCop is horrific. You watch that movie today, it's horrifying. RoboCop is a great fucking movie. I don't know about underrated, but underappreciated for what they were trying to do. I mean, I'd buy that for $1 for sure. I mean, that's another thing about the future. They're making like an Evil Dead show now. I don't really know how I feel about that. I love Evil Dead. And that remake was not really Evil Dead. It was more like a horror movie with the Evil Dead name on it. And even then, it was like a remake of the first Evil Dead movie, which was redone anyway. So you're remaking something that wasn't intended to be what it turned out to be. So you're like watching a movie based off of a first draft. I don't get it. Some people like it. I thought it was a decent movie, but it wasn't a good Evil Dead remake, that's for sure. Well, you know what? That is one thing Back to the Future did get right. What was it, like Jaws, like 12 or something? They were absolutely dead on with that. No new ideas. Everything is remakes. Everything is sequels, things based on books. So they already have a source material, and they can just crank it out with not much thought. Fuck. I think Joey Diaz or somebody was saying that, like, the quality of movies are just not the same anymore. That the Oscar winners, like if you look at the Oscar winners from now, like maybe this year, last year, and then look at the Oscar winners from 30 years ago, it's like, what? I loved it when South Park ribbed that guy from The Hurt Locker for winning. It was like, The Hurt Locker? Really? I don't know, man. There's some other good movies that were out that year. Like Up in the Air. I thought Up in the Air was really good. I was disappointed that didn't win. It doesn't matter. But, fuck. The Hurt Locker? I guess. And then you go back to the 70s, it's like De Niro. I don't even know if he won, but like De Niro winning. Like for like Taxi Driver or something. The Goodfellas. If you look at The Goodfellas, that's one of the best movies of all time, pretty much. Perfectly represents like Long Island, New York, and the mob. Man, I'm getting really off track though. The theme is time travel and shit. I've always been fascinated with time travel. I think a lot of people are. There's a lot of like multimedia that's very popular based off time travel. Doctor Who and stuff. Other shit that I can't think of. What would you do if you met yourself in like another time period? I always wanted to go back to when I was a kid and be like, here, look at this. This is like a PlayStation 4. Look at them graphics, son. It's like, alright, Grandpa, why don't you make like a tree and get the hell out of here? Then I'd slap the shit out of him and say he sounds like a damn fool. Although if I found my older self, like the same age or maybe a different version of myself, I would think I'd have to fight him. And I think my other version of myself would know that we would need to fight. Just to prove something. Just maybe to prove that to each other that we have the stuff. Then the loser jumps in front of a train. Fuck, have you ever been like close to a train as it speeds by, like going 80 or some shit? It's terrifying. One time I was on the platform on the LIRR, and it happened out of nowhere. My sister turns around, whoa, and my sister started crying because she was like, that's scary as fuck. When I was a kid, not when I was a kid, when an older friend of mine was a kid, he said that he witnessed a friend of his mother like jump in front of a fucking train on the LIRR. Oh my god, that's terrifying. They go like you are so dead too, like, and you think like, oh, you'd get no, you'd be obliterated. Just oh my god, the wind from the force of the train. It's like getting hit by an immovable object. Fuck. I was coming back from Comic-Con in the city. The train that we went on, this is way off topic, but the train that we were on went like dark in the tunnel, completely dark. And we were at first I was like, oh, it's just a light problem, there's something wrong with the electricity. And it was like, whatever. But then as we kept going, we noticed that every time our cab's lights went out, nobody else's did, but the train stopped every single time. And at one point we were going like 50, 60, we were really booking it. And the train just lost power. And I'm like, holy shit, we need the brakes. And I looked at this dude to my left, and he's like, yeah, we do. It was intense. That's never happened my entire life. Freaky stuff. Train accidents, scare the shit out of me. That's a fucked up way to get murdered. Which segues into my next point. Back to the Future. Back to the Future 3. I don't like it. Not that good of a film. Especially the ending. Well, the ending was like the coolest part. I was going to say, especially like the whole love scene thing. Like the whole love angle. It was gross. As a kid, I was put off by it. And I don't know. It was just weird. And at the end, spoiler, at the end, the train like goes to Hill Valley, in the middle of fucking Hill Valley. So it's like a steam-powered time machine, and Doc has all these kids and shit. It was kind of like a quick way to like, let's wrap it up. But I think they should have just left like Back to the Future open a little bit. Kind of the way that, like, the Star Wars films ended. You know, the good ones. Oh, I hope the new ones are good. I saw the new trailer. Don't watch it. By watching that trailer, I think I already know, like, most of what happens in the movie. I shouldn't have fucking watched it, but, like, if you could just deduct, like, if you just deduct anything, like, if you have any kind of skills of deduction, you could just be like, oh, well, oh, shit, oh, that's the Jedi, well, that's obvious, but it's like, oh, that, and, oh, he's gonna, oh, a great tragedy's gonna happen, and, oh, looks like they got, and it's like, we don't need to see that. The teasers do a great job. I mean, if you could watch it, but, like, there should be a warning in the beginning. Maybe it's just me. Like, some of the best things I've watched were things I didn't really know about. And this is still on the topic of time travel. Like, The Edge of Tomorrow. Spoiler. Well, I kind of already gave it away, but spoilers. Halfway through, not halfway, but like 20 minutes into the movie, you realize, oh shit, it's like Groundhog's Day with aliens and Tom Cruise with some badass bitch with a sword. It's like, oh wow, this, and I enjoyed the shit out of it because I didn't know anything about it. So a lot of people gave that movie shit. I don't really know why. It was a great, as far as action fun movies go, I don't really know what more do you want. It was awesome. What are some other good fucking time travel movies? 12 Monkeys is an amazing movie. Apparently they make a TV show out of that too. Bruce Willis naked getting shot by a World War I musket. He makes like the weirdest grunt. He's like, so weird. That's a really cool movie, though. Dark as fuck. Brad Pitt's really good in that movie, too. What are some other... I'll look it up. Time Bandits. How could I forget Time Bandits? Terry Gilliam joint. Amazing. Terminator. Oh, man. Terminator's good stuff. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The Looper. That was okay. Bill and Ted. Donnie Darko. That's an awesome movie, but that movie's confusing as shit. I think it's about... I mean, I still don't 100% understand it. I know it's about time travel, but it's like... It's very confusing. I need to watch it again, maybe. Time Cop with the Van Damme. I never saw that one. And, you know, Doctor Who's a solid show. I mean, I haven't watched much of the new season, but the new Doctor, meh. I don't like him at all. Apparently he's not coming back either. Neither is that woman who was fucking gorgeous. But I don't know what they're doing with Doctor Who. I think the quality really dropped off. The David Tennant and Matt Smith ones were really good. I'm just kind of like rambling at this point. I had quite a bit to drink. Rebel Rouser double IPAs. It's like a 12-pack and a 6-pack pretty much. But anyway, thanks for listening. Everybody should watch some Back to the Future or something. Get in the spirit. If you never watched Back to the Future before, watch it now. What better time than watching it in the time that it's taking place in? I don't know, maybe it'll be funky. But, thanks again for listening to me ramble about time travel and stuff. Take it easy, everybody. Nobody, no. Nobody, no. Nobody, no. Nobody, no. Don't fuck your mom.